Earlier this week, I had the absolute pleasure of interviewing well-known fetish club promoter and London mistress, the gorgeous Miss Kim. I enjoyed hearing all of her stories so much that there will definitely be a part 2 to this interview the next time I visit her in London. Hope you enjoy. Hello, darling.
Hello.
How's your Edinburgh trip been so far?
It's been absolutely wonderful. I've met some beautiful people and walked around the city loads and loads and loads. My feet are aching. But I've had a good time, yes.
Now, something I've met you obviously a few times now, but I don't actually know. Are you London born and raised?
No, I'm from Skegness. That's a Ness. So
Really?
that's nearly Scottish, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's in Lincolnshire. It's by the seaside, so it's a seaside town.
Okay.
So that's where I'm from,
How
the
long
seaside.
have you been in London?
30 years.
Okay. Yeah, I knew that. Okay, great. So I asked Damien, and I'm planning on asking this to everyone that I interview. Basically, I've been reading this thing, and it's about early memories having apparently something to do with the person that you've become as a person. Basically, can you remember any specific points in time as a child, maybe not really young, but perhaps in adolescence, that you first identified as quite kinky?
No.
No.
Is that not what you wanted me to say?
No, I want you to say what the truth is.
No, not really. I've always liked getting dressed up, so fancy dress has been a big thing. I like Mr. Ben on the telly.
Okay.
Remember Mr. Ben?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I like Mr. Ben. But I don't know. I think it just came to me differently, really. I ended up going to a party with somebody and didn't really know where I was going. And then just loved the clothes and the outfits. And
So when would you say would be your introduction to the kind of fetish scene in your life?
28 years ago.
And can you remember the kind of initial...
Yes, I do. Vividly. I was taken to a club called Submission in Smithies in Leek Street. I can remember walking in and just being gobsmacked by seeing hundreds and hundreds of people all dressed in fetish clothing, and by the end of the night I was just hooked on it. Everybody was so friendly without being predatory. It was just very welcoming and very nice, and I really felt like I'd found my place in the world.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You just, after the first night?
Yeah,
That's
I wanted to
amazing.
go again. Yeah.
And obviously you did.
I did.
And
And again and again and again.
And you've created, obviously, your own clubs and your own kind of scene.
Mm.
So, obviously, you've been in the kind of fetish scene for 28 years. You've been involved with your clubs. Obviously, it's been running for 20 years, Club Rock. What would you say, either in session or a general scenario at a club or throughout your life, to do with fetish, what's been the most bizarre thing that you've either seen or experienced?
Oh, God, so many.
Tell me a few select memories of Miss
There
Kim.
was maybe puppy play, lots of that. I had my own horsey for a little while that I used to take to different events on reins and trot him round, because he had proper hoofs on his hands and on his feet as well. Years and years ago, I mean, it was a lot kinkier than it is now, and people did more at an event because, of course, there wasn't somebody with a camera phone.
Yes, yeah.
So it stopped everybody playing in public. So there's no kind of mad, wild antics that there used to be years ago.
And do you think that's a shame?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I'm pleased that I lived through the days, the early days. Well, not the early days, because there's probably Victorian times or way before the Marquis de Sade times. But early in my 28 years, that I got to see some bizarre, wild things going on. You know, the sort of things that you'd see in a mistress's dungeon, but in a club, because you felt like you could do things like that, because there wasn't somebody recording it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just your memories way back then.
Because I mean, so I've kind of been involved in the fetish scene for about 5 years, but I generally haven't seen that much play at either, be it Torture Garden or Club Rebel.
Well, you won't, will you?
No, of course not. But
it could end up
I
on.
think that's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there anything that you've seen initially that really shocked you?
Really shocked me. Probably at a subversion many years ago, a guy with a dildo and I'm going dildo because it really was that big. It was that big, and he was inserting it into his female slave, and
Wow.
she did look like she was being murdered, I have to say. But you know, well, a baby's head's that big, so
Yeah.
clearly,
It
clearly
it was as
can
big as a child's head.
yes, it was as big as a baby's
Oh,
head
oh my
being
God.
rammed up her. That was quite. I saw the SM Dykes. There used to be a club called Sadie Maisie's, which was a. It was everything. It wasn't just straight. It was gay. What's the words now? LB.
LG,
Yes.
BCQ.
That's one.
Yeah.
It was one of those sort of fetish events, and the SM Dykes were a little crew of shaven-headed, bare-chested, leather trouser wearing, harnessed girls that used to do this performance on stage, and there was a lot of very trance-like dancing going on, and then a lot of fisting, and yeah, I can remember it was the early days of me being on the scene and stood right at the very front with my friend Michelle Archer, just mesmerised by, oh my God, everything that was going on, and it was pretty wild.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds brilliant.
This was on stage. This was like a performance on stage. I mean, you know, yeah, it was wild.
And this was at Club Subversion.
No, Sadie Maisie's.
Oh, Sadie Maisie's, right? Okay.
Subversion's
So
only been going a few
was
years.
Sadie Maisie's in London as well?
Sadie Maisie's no longer exists, but it was in
was
London.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame that it's not there. I
Yeah.
would have loved to have seen something like
That was
SM
a long
Dykes
time
there.
ago. A long time ago. Yeah.
Sounds amazing. I can't say I've SM Dykes. It's a good name as well.
Yeah.
Definitely be
They were a little crew.
reincarnated.
They were a little crew. They were great girls as well. Just a bit fierce.
Okay, so anyone who knows you, I think, and has met you, will know that you are a very stylish, well put together woman.
Thank you, darling.
Yes. And so basically what I'm asking, is there anyone, be it on the silver screen or otherwise, or anything that you take inspiration from as far as your personal style is?
No, I don't think so. I don't emulate anybody. I like a haute couture gothic look. I like.
Yes.
I like Iris Apfel. What an amazing, fabulous woman, a New York socialite who's in her 90s now, and some could say that the glasses were a little bit Iris.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the glasses.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
So I don't know. I mean, no one really. No, you just pick up bits and pieces from different people, don't you? But there's nobody's style that I look at and think, oh, I'm emulating that person.
I mean, is that saying that's basically you are a collection of all the best people that you've ever met?
Or everything that I've ever put on Pinterest.
Yes. What did we do before Pinterest? I'm obsessed.
Well, you got a magazine and you cut it out and you put it in a scrapbook. So this is an online scrapbook, which is a lot easier, isn't it? Because you just pin it and it goes
I've
into
got
your
about 70 boards.
70. I try and keep them to.
I'd love to see your Pinterest. Would you let me see your Pinterest?
Yes, Pinterest, Miss Kim Rubb.
Fab.
Yeah.
Now, the next question doesn't have to be about your fetish career. It can just be about you. It can just be anything. I would like to know something about you that not many people know.
Well, I can ride a motorbike. I've passed my test.
That's a good thing.
I can ride a horse. I used to ride horses when I was a kid. I've travelled extensively because I used to be a travel PR. I worked in the industry of public relations.
Never knew that about you, which is obviously answering the question. I know that you were in San Francisco. You told me all about that.
Yeah, that was straight after leaving Skegness. I was 24 and I went to live in San Francisco for a year. I was a nanny.
Yes, and you absolutely loved it.
Oh, I loved San Francisco, yeah.
So was it after that you were a travel PR? What did it consist of being a travel PR?
You liaised with the media, really, and helped them, facilitated them with information or press trips, or, you put press releases out to the travel media.
Right, okay.
So television, radio, newspapers, magazines.
Now, I know you went to university to study art, like many mistresses, and you then kind of segued into PR and marketing. So you've always been an organiser, and you worked with Rankin. I know that obviously he did the photo of you that you have in your home.
Yes. Two photos. Yeah.
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 So you done Succession. Tell me about that. In magazine.
Yeah. It was just. Well, it was at the London College of Printing, that's now called the London University of Communication.
Mhm.
Yeah. But it was London College of Printing back then, and of course, things were printed back then. I mean, there's not a lot being printed nowadays.
It's all
Everything's online.
Yeah.
So there was an annual magazine that was printed up every year, and this particular year I was the editor. So I was in charge of getting all of the news stories in, features, poems, photographs. Because of course, the London College of Printing wasn't just a printing university. It was photography, journalism, art, fine art, graphics, everything really. So and even radio. They even taught radio there. So so I was the editor for 1 year, and Rankin did the cover shot. So.
And the two photos of yourself that Rankin has done in your home, were either of them the cover?
No.
No, right, okay.
No.
So
No,
was
that's
that the
like
first time
20 years later, more than 20 years later, I think. Yeah, no, he did a project for Oxfam at the Truman Brewery down Brook Lane, where he photographed 1,000 people, and I was 998. So when I arrived, I went to the toilet, changed into rubber, including a rubber hood, and had my pictures taken, and I did say to him, do you remember me? And he went, not in that hood. But he did remember who I was, obviously. But yeah, and then when he was looking at the photographs, he was going, I can't decide between that one and that one. Oh, let's just put them both up. And there was this big wall with like 1,000 photographs on it. So I was up there twice. But I was the only person in a rubber hood. So, you know.
Yeah, stand out.
Representing.
Amazing. Okay, so obviously I've asked you this before, but I will ask you again for the interview's sake. You have a massive wardrobe full of latex. What's your favourite piece?
Well, it would have to be maybe a couple of pieces, but they're both by Breathless Latex, and the designer's Delenta, who owns the company. The first one is the Queen of Clubs outfit. It's a long black floor-length evening gown dress with a bolero jacket, not too dissimilar to this. So it's got big wide sleeves, and it comes just underneath the bust. And on the back, there's a playing card, the Queen of Clubs playing card.
Oh, right, okay.
And on the sleeve, an emblem of a Q with the club in the middle. So it's a play on me not thinking I'm a queen, but being the queen of clubs.
Because obviously...
Fetish clubs, yeah. But of course I'm a queen anyway.
Yes, without doubt.
The other outfit is a chocolate brown Easter bunny outfit. So it's the chocolate bunny. So I've got ears and a completely brown outfit. You see, I don't know anybody that was wearing brown before I chose it. And in fact, she said, "Oh my God, I've got to buy brown now." She said, "I haven't got any brown in."
Anyone in brown?
No, I thought, yeah.
Brown rubber, no.
But it's nice. It looks chocolatey.
Yeah.
Don't we all love chocolate?
Don't we?
Yeah.
Don't we just? What with obviously Club Rug's been running for 20 years.
Yeah.
It's the penultimate.
Yes.
In April.
No, the penultimate's on February the 25th.
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm thinking about Rubbercore, obviously. No.
Yeah. February the 25th, that's the penultimate. But the very, very, very last Club Rub is on April the 1st at the Alice in Houndsditch. And it's going to be a night of, I don't know, I expect to see loads of old faces who haven't been for years and years. But it was a very big part of their life, you know.
Yes.
And I've already got people coming to me and saying, oh, we're definitely coming, wouldn't miss it. You know, we used to come over and over again for years and years and years. So I think it's going to be great. So
obviously it's been 20 years.
Every month for 20 years.
Every month for 20 years, which is, won't do the math. Are you sad to see it go? Is it like your little baby?
Yeah, I think it'll be sad. But it's also, you know, it'll also be exciting because I've decided to start another chapter of my life, and that's exciting. And it's a slog, you know, every single month churning out the same
Yes.
information
Of course.
on the same million different social network sites, you know, plugging it relentlessly. It's like, I'll just be plugging something else now. But yeah, it's...
So in a way, you're looking forward to it, kind of.
Yeah, but I know I'll be sad.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a long time. It's been on for a long time, and I'm sure a lot of people will be very sad to see it go. Okay, something that's not related with fetish at all. Is there anything in the modern world, be it Trump, animal activism, feminism, anything at all that you feel particularly strongly about, would you say?
Oh my God.
I mean, I know...
You could have tipped me off with this one. I don't know.
No, but obviously you post a lot about healthy eating on Twitter.
Oh yes, I do. Yeah.
So is that something you feel quite strongly about?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. Yeah. I think people should eat healthily. Well, I think I should. I don't give a shit what other people do, but I think I should.
Right.
Yeah. And I look after myself. I've got my Fitbit on, so I count my steps every day. And yesterday, 20,300.
That's 2
I know.
days worth.
That's 2 days.
2 days
Well,
worth.
that's why I'm doing nothing today.
Okay, but apart from that,
joking.
nothing that you're madly...
No, I don't have any pet projects that I want to stand on my soapbox and beat my chest and tell everybody about. No, not really, I don't think.
So, obviously you've been submerged in the fetish world for 20 plus years. You work as a mistress, you've got your clubs, and all of your friends are obviously come to your clubs, so they're very involved in fetish as well. Is there anything very vanilla that you really enjoy that helps you unwind, or just something that you...
Yeah, so I've got a house in Spain, so I go there, and it's and you know, that's a very vanilla world, and I like to go hiking, and there's horse riding there, and there's also a wild beach, which is like a nature reserve beach. So there's no buckets and spade shops or cafes along there. It's just very, very natural, and I like doing things like that. A lot of nature type things.
Okay.
But yeah. Actually, the funny thing about it is I would say that that's totally the vanilla thing about my life. But I've just decided to do couples domination holidays workshops there.
Yes, I've seen that on Twitter. I was going to say.
And I've already got 2 bookings. So it's about taking a couple on holiday to my house with me, and then in the mornings perhaps, and perhaps, you know, at certain points during the course of the day, I instruct the mistress how she could best dominate her partner, husband, boyfriend. So that's great, because then you go on holiday and you've got a cook, you've got a chauffeur, you've got a butler, you've got you've got a whipping boy.
You've not done this before with the couples. Are you really looking forward to it? Because it sounds like
I'm really looking forward to it. What a great thing! You're in the sun and you're sat on a lounger and you just click your fingers and, well, the slave has to come and get you a drink, or, you know, take the loungers into the pool area, please, or set the table. Go and get, we're out of wine. Go and get some more wine. Yeah, great.
So when are you going over? When is this happening?
Hopefully the first week of June, although that's not been confirmed yet, but definitely going on the 20th of June with a couple.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
You've got 2 weeks. Great.
And it's my birthday on the 25th, so that means
spoiled.
Yes,
Spoiled in the sun.
Yes, in the sun. Yeah.
Okay, so here's another question. Obviously, we've talked about you done PR and marketing, which has obviously led you into doing the fetish clubs. Can you see yourself doing anything else? When you were a child, did you want to be archaeologist, or you know?
I wanted to do something artistic. I think I've always been good at art, and photographer went through my mind for a while. Visual merchandising, so like window dressers, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think you're good at that. I think you're really good at
that. All of those things. Stylist, clothes and interiors. An interior designer.
Ooh, you'd be good
Yeah,
at that.
all of those sort of things, arty things. Yeah.
Okay, final question. It is a Dom-based question. If I was a slave and I was looking to get you a gift in a dream world, what would it be? What's your scent? What's your cup of tea? What?
I think perfume or flowers. Don't buy me chocolates. That's not what I like. But yeah, or diamonds.
Oh.
Who doesn't love a diamond or
Yeah,
two?
I mean, that should have been your
But
first
yeah,
answer.
maybe perfume, and I like fracas, flower bomb, aromatics elixir. I like rose scented perfume. I like lots and lots of perfumes.
Perfume, okay.
In fact, if you go on my Instagram, there's a little picture of all the perfumes that I currently own. So pick one of those boys and buy me it.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you so much for talking to me. I've really enjoyed it. Next time I'm in London, I would love to bend your ear again, because I think I would like to know more about you.
You're very, very welcome. Perhaps when you come to London for Rubber Cult or the very last Club Rub
Yes.
or a latex workshop.
Well, I've been planning one for ages, so
Yes.
I definitely need to get down. Okay, excellent. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.